Yep, 10 minutes past the top of the hour, and the murder trial of a former Minneapolis cop enters into its third week today for Derek Chauvin as protests over another police shooting unfold nearby. Now, the Minnesota National Guard is being called in amid protest over 20-year-old Dante Wright, who was killed yesterday during a traffic stop. Hundreds gathered near the scene and then marched to the police station, clashing with officers overnight and looting businesses. This is the Minnesota Department of Public Safety Commissioner John Harrington at a press conference.
There were reports of crowds, 100 to 200, that were marching toward the Brooklyn Center Police Department. We saw rocks and other objects thrown at the police department. There were reports of shots fired in the area of the police department.
Now, according to the mother of Dante Wright, she says that he called her when he was pulled over by Brooklyn Center Police around 1:40 p.m. Now, he told her police pulled him over for air fresheners hanging in the mirror. Now, the mother says her son asked for her car insurance information over the phone as the car was hers, but she gave it to Dante 2 weeks prior. She says she heard police tell Dante to get out of the car and that they would explain why once he was out. The mother says she then heard someone yell, "Dante, don't run." This is the story from the mother, according to a Minneapolis reporter, and this was her on the crime scene speaking. Now, the Brooklyn Center PD released a statement around 7:30 p.m. saying that officers stopped a car for a traffic violation. They said the driver had an outstanding warrant. At one point, officers were attempting to take the driver into custody. The driver re-entered the vehicle. One officer discharged their firearm, striking the driver. The vehicle traveled several blocks before striking another vehicle. That's according to them. There was also another woman in the car, and the mother is saying that was Dante's girlfriend who witnessed the incident and had minor injuries when the car crashed. She was taken to the hospital, according to police. Now, in terms of body cameras, they do believe body cameras and dash cameras were activated during the incident. And it is unclear at this point why police decided to shoot Dante as he allegedly fled. So a lot going on there, especially when you've got Derek Chauvin, that trial going on at the same time. Let's take it to Virginia. Not that this makes it any better, but a Virginia officer who pulled their guns and used pepper spray on Army medic Lieutenant Karan Nazario is no longer with the department. He was fired after the whole thing was caught on body camera video. A second cop was also involved, but still on the job. Both have been sued for excessive force. And if you want to hear what excessive force sounds like, well, take a listen to this.
Take your seatbelt off. What are you, a specialist, Corporal? What are you?
I'm a lieutenant.
Lieutenant, get out of the car. Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car. You made this way more difficult than it had to be if you just complied. Get out of the car.
I'm reaching for my seatbelt.
Fine. Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car.
Why am I being treated like this? Why?
Because you're not cooperating. Get on the ground.
What's sad is the entire time, again, this lieutenant is he's in uniform. Both of his hands are up. He's speaking as calmly as possible, and this officer was going crazy. So goodbye to him, and I hope that he gets all that's coming to him in terms of being sued for excessive force. Last but not least, the House is set to vote for a second time on Washington, D.C. statehood. Now, if you're ever in D.C., shout out to the DMV. That's my hometown.
Let's go, baby.
But in D.C., you'll notice that our license plates say taxation without representation. Well, that's because D.C. deserves to be a state. And it looks like a committee will mark up and vote on the bill on Wednesday. If passed, the District of Columbia will become the 51st state. An effort last year got through the House but didn't reach the Senate. So it's a better chance this time. Our forever delegate, Eleanor Holmes Norton, who reintroduced the bill, says it rights the wrongs of denying 712,000 residents voting representation in Congress. Shout outs to her. So I'm Angie.
We partying this summer, huh, Angie?
We might. If we get the 51st state, there might be some
Drinks
celebrations in D.C.
Going up.
That's if Mayor Bowser opens the city up. I don't know. It's still a little lockdown in D.C. But I'm Angie Ange. That's your trending topics. You can follow me at GoAngie, all one word on the gram, at Morning Hustle Show.
We are the Morning Hustle.